This is our room, Matt's and mine, and it needs a lot of work.
So tell me about this photo. Wow.
Obviously, it's a few years back.
What a beautiful
I
photo.
look at it now and I'm thinking, it's kind of symbolic, you know, that he's not in it. And now it's like we are now. Just me and the kids.
Don't give me no pop, no pop. Don't give me no tea, no tea. Just give me that milk. Moo, 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 moo. Wisconsin milk. Moo, 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 moo. Wait. Hey! We're the Kepke family from Dundee, Wisconsin.
I'm Matt, the dad.
I'm Chris, the mom.
I'm Derek, I'm the oldest.
I'm Jana, the second oldest.
I'm Mitch, third oldest.
I'm Johanna, the baby.
Matt and Chris were high school sweethearts. They've been married 22 years and have 4 children. This family doesn't have a lot of money, but what they do have is a lot of love for the town that they live in, for their family, and for their old farmhouse.
Our house was built in 1932 by my great-grandfather and his wife.
They didn't have any electric.
No electric, no
Plumbing, no indoor plumbing.
The house is in really rough shape, but Chris and Matt have always wanted to renovate it and turn it into their dream home.
This is the dining room. This is where you're gonna see more of the ductwork exposed because the home did not have heat ducts running upstairs. We had to pull the ceiling apart and never finished. Bats. We have a bat problem in our ceiling. They're all over. You can mostly hear them over here, and all of a sudden they'll be sleeping at night. They'll be like, and they'll scratch, and we'll be like, oh my gosh. This is our bathroom, our one bathroom for 6 people. The walls in here there is insulation behind them that Matt put in, and then we covered them with boxes just until we got drywall in.
So Matt's other dream, restoring the town's 150-year-old mill. It's kind of a historic landmark in the town, and he really wanted to see it up and running. So he was working on this thing for a decade. Then, 6 months ago, something terrible happened, and it pretty much stopped all the renovation work. Matt was diagnosed with something called metastatic melanoma.
Unless cancer hits your family, you don't know what it's really like. It just feels surreal.
Some days are good, some days aren't so good, but it's still positive.
Matt went through radiation treatment, but his body didn't respond the way doctors thought it might. And the cancer got more aggressive and more aggressive.
Melanoma is one of the cancers that they have not found a cure for. And they're hoping someday soon they will. But at this point in time, there's no cure for Matt. It hit us hard because I don't think any of us were ready to see him go.
My dad's dream would be to see us living happily in a house that he knows is safe for us. I know in his mind he doesn't want to leave us just here.
I called the family at the hospital, and I asked him to put the phone up to Matt's ear. And while he's lying in his hospital bed, I told him that we were coming to help out his family.
Nice. Good.
Very nice.
I just can't imagine getting a new home. I mean, it's
overwhelming.
Just 4 months after he was diagnosed, Matt Kepke died. I made a promise, and now it's time to fulfill that promise. So guys, can you help me do that?
yes, definitely.
Bring it in here, people.
Okay.
This one's for Matt, okay?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3. For Matt! The house that they're living in is in really bad shape. You've got a kitchen that, it's cool that it's that old, but what's not cool is the fact that it doesn't work like a regular kitchen. So this is the kitchen?
This is the kitchen. Everything's, you know, original.
Wow. And so what about this stove? What's
That
this?
garbage can's holding that door up.
Oh, really? If I move this... Right. Okay, I see what you mean. We'll just put that right back there.
Yeah.
We're going into what, the dining room
The
now?
dining room.
You've got some really nice pieces of furniture here, so these are some
we
antiques,
had
huh?
one of his great aunt's dining room sets, the mirror and the buffet and the
Mirror's
table.
beautiful,
Isn't
man.
it pretty?
That's-
Yeah.
And these are all family photos.
Yeah. Those were just taken about a month after Matt was diagnosed
by a good friend of ours. She took us out to Lake Michigan one day. She said, this is for you. This is what I want to do for your family. And yeah. And we have lots of good memories from that day, too. We did a lot of laughing that day.
You just can't believe that someone can be healthy and strong 6 months ago and then not even be here today. You just never know how much time you're gonna have, so you have to make every moment you're here the best. Oh yeah, you guys find the sign team. I'm gonna talk with your mom for a minute, then we'll get you guys packed in the limo. Sound good?
Okay,
All right, cool.
Yep.
All right.
All of these kids know without a doubt how Matt felt about them. They know that they were loved so much by their dad, and you know, they're getting through it. It's hard, but they're getting through it.
How are you guys holding together so well?
At first, you know, it was like, oh, Dad'll come walking in
Yeah.
the back door someday, and
Because every time like you hear the truck go by, you always think Dad's pulling in the driveway.
yeah.
And I was like, jump up, and I was like, never mind.
It was really hard.
We couldn't get here before Matt died, but we're definitely taking over where he left off. And although we didn't get to meet him in person, it's never too late to take care of his family.
It's all right, sweetheart. Don't even worry about it.
This is our room, Matt's and mine, and it needs a lot of work.
So tell me about this photo. Wow,
Obviously, it's a few years back.
what a beautiful
I
photo.
look at it now and I'm thinking, it's kind of symbolic, you know, that he's not in it. And now it's like we are now. Just me and the kids. Lots to think about. Matt would always say that, lots to think about, but nothing to worry about. That was one of the things he used to say a lot. So we'll have to live by that.
We don't need to spend so much time worrying about something as we do just trying to think about how we can make it better. And that's what Matt really kind of focused on. Well, you seem pretty attached to some of the things in this house.
Yeah.
And what I'm wondering is if for us to really kind of give you, I think, the house that Matt really wanted, this house might need to go. Are you okay with that?
We're okay with that. We'd be okay with this house not being here.
That's good to hear.
I think we would be.
Matt was a pretty healthy guy, right? I mean,
He was very healthy.
Was he worried about leaving you with everything in your hands?
He didn't tell me he worried because I think he thought if he told me, then I'd worry that he was worrying. He didn't want us to worry about him or silly things in life.
What are the things in life that are important?
Telling people you love them more often than what you do, because you just don't know when you're not going to have that person in your life anymore. He did say that he was going to miss us, though. Like Christmas and our daughter's wedding. Yeah. Things like that.
Do you remember the day when we called?
Yeah. We all started crying. He broke down. He knew at that point he wasn't gonna live, but he was relieved and he was happy. And I think just a huge weight was lifted off of his shoulders. That we'd be okay.
Well, we made a promise that day. I'm so happy that we could fulfill that promise. Does that sound pretty good?
It does, thank you.
All right, well, give me a hug.
Thanks.
Chris lost the love of her life. She's lost her best friend. I'm sure the family would much rather just have their dad and their husband back. We can't do that, but what we can do is make his wish and his dream come true.
Oh my goodness! Oh, there we are. Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness!
Well, when we opened the door to the house, it was just awesome. Like, everything was neat and pretty and all fancy and looked like something out of a magazine. It's really cool.